All right, let's get right into it. What a day for the PLAZM protocol. We're talking day 130, and yeah, we saw a huge rally. But you know what's really interesting? It's the story underneath that price action, the fundamental strength that's just picking up speed.
Okay, before we dive in, you know the drill. This is all for educational purposes. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research.
And bam, there it is. The headline number you've been waiting for. A massive 14.79% surge for PLAZM. I mean, wow, that is one of the biggest green days we've had in a long time. So the question on everyone's mind is, what's behind this? Is this just hype? Or is there something real, something with substance pushing this thing forward? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to unpack that huge rally. Then we'll look at the burn engine, which is really starting to fire up. After that, we'll cover the big moves in staking and yield. And to finish it off, we'll peek at what's coming up next and give you the final verdict on day 130.
All right, first up, let's get into this rally. Because look, this isn't just some random number on a screen. You could almost say this is the price finally waking up and taking notice of all the hard work the protocol's been doing under the hood.
And this isn't just a PLAZM story. The whole ecosystem is lighting up. You've got PLAZM up almost 15%, and look at eShare, right there with it, rocketing up over 13.5%. You love to see it. When they move together like this, it's a really strong signal of broad conviction.
And let's put this into perspective, because context is everything, right? Just a few days back on day 126, we were hitting the lows from that nasty market crash. Then there was a little pullback, and then, boom, this explosive move. We're actually up over 16% since those crash lows. So you see, this isn't just a random spike. It's a powerful recovery. Okay, so what's fueling this recovery? Let's talk about one of the key pillars, the burn engine. And folks, this thing isn't just chugging along. It has its foot slammed on the accelerator, just incinerating supply at an incredible clip.
And check this out. We just hit a huge new milestone. 1.26 million PLAZM gone, permanently destroyed. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. To put it in perspective, that's 60,000 more tokens burned in just the last 48 hours alone.
So what does that actually mean for the supply? It means a whopping 18% of all the PLAZM that will ever be created has been wiped off the map, forever. This constant supply crunch is, without a doubt, becoming one of the most powerful forces in this entire ecosystem.
And if you want to see just how fast this is happening, look at this timeline. We hit the 1 million burn mark just 9 days ago. 9 days. And in that short time, another 250,000 tokens have gone up in smoke. The pace is picking up steam big time. All right, next up, staking and yield. This is where we see conviction from participants and the protocol's own cash flow really coming together to build something strong and resilient. And we've got a new all-time high. 2.57 million PLAZM are now staked and locked away. That's an increase of 50,000 tokens in just the last 2 days. Think about that. The price is rallying, and what are people doing? They're doubling down, staking more. That's conviction.
I mean, this chart right here says it all. It is the picture of conviction. Just look at that steady climb. It doesn't matter if it's a red day, a crash day, or now a big rally day, people are consistently accumulating and locking up supply. That's not hype. That's a disciplined, long-term belief in the project.
So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. You add up the staked tokens, the tokens in liquidity pools, and everything that's been burned, and you get this. A massive 75% of the total supply is effectively off the market. Protected. That's huge.
Now let's talk cash flow. The claimed profits from the protocol's real-world trading fees just crossed $73,000. That's the revenue engine humming along, right there.
If we zoom in on just the last 2 days, that's over $2,800 in profits generated. That's about $1,400 a day. And let me just stress this. This is real yield. This isn't coming from printing new tokens. It's real external revenue being pumped into the ecosystem.
So we've got all this fundamental strength building up. But what's next? Well, if you look at the schedule, it seems like things are about to get even better for the supply and demand picture.
Okay, take a look at the 7-day forecast for token releases. See what happens in just 3 days? We hit this period of ultralight releases. We're talking drops down to just 13,000 tokens a day. That is a massive reduction in the daily sell pressure, which, as you can imagine, is a much friendlier environment for the price.
And the good news doesn't stop there. We've looked at the long-range forecast, and it is clear skies for the next 80 days. No big release cliffs, no huge unlocks on the horizon. That gives the protocol a really long, clean runway to operate in these awesome, low-release conditions.
So let's bring it all together. You've got the explosive price action, the burns accelerating, staking hitting new highs, and a really positive outlook. What's the final verdict on day 130?
It's pretty clear, isn't it? This is a rally with substance. This is not just smoke and mirrors or pure speculation. The fundamentals aren't just holding steady, they are getting stronger and accelerating right along with the price. That is a powerful, powerful foundation.
So let's just run down the scorecard one last time. Price action, huge green check. Burns hitting 1.26 million? Check. Staking it at all-time high? Check. Real yield over 73K? You bet. 75% of supply protected with ultralight days on the way? Check and check. It is a sea of green, folks.
14.8%, 1.26 million burned, 2.57 million staked, $73,000 in real yield, and ultralight days starting in just 3 days. This isn't just a rally, this is momentum with substance. That's day 130.
And that's our report. Thanks so much for tuning in, and just one last reminder, as always, this is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research. We'll see you for the next one.